What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside Hartford, Connecticut. With week 2 of the MLB season finally in the books, we have the standings as of the morning of August 3rd, 2020. And as you can see, I did kind of change how the board's set up. I color coded them instead of having the lines all over the place. To me, it just looks a lot more neater. If you have any recommendations, definitely feel free to drop them in the comments. Again, this is the second time I'm doing this, so it's good to change things up to me. You'll also notice that I did not put the run differentials for the teams today. I just did it for week 1 because most teams had only played 3 games at that point. So it kind of proved a point because a lot of teams would be 2-1 or 1-2. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, which team's better at 2-1? Which team's better at 1-2? So this is where we're at. As you can see on the top row there is the AL, the bottom row is the NL. And we will go into more detail on each team. But we'll start with the AL East. And as you can see, the best record in the league belongs to the New York Yankees at 7-1. The Baltimore Orioles are a surprising team right now, sitting at 5-3. Toronto is at 3-4. Tampa Bay is at 4-6, and Boston is at 3-7. Now, surprisingly, the Orioles actually did sweep the Rays in a series. I don't recall if it was a 2 or a 3-game series, but it goes to show that the Orioles might be something for real this year. You know, it's really iffy to really tell you that. It's way too early to make bold predictions, but it is a young team. The pitching has looked good for Baltimore this year, but other than that, the offense has been decent, which is surprising seeing as, you know, as we all know, their best hitter, Trey Mancini, isn't going to play this year due to cancer. But other than that, the AL East is really surprising. Yankees should be in first place, which they are. That offense is elite. Aaron Judge has hit 6 home runs in the past 5 games, including 2 last night against the Red Sox. So the Yankees are looking really good. Their pitching's been very subpar. So other than Garrett Cole, their pitching's been subpar. And occasionally, yeah, that's pretty much it. The bullpen's been a little iffy. As we know, you know, they just lost one of their key pieces. He's probably going to get Tommy John. And that's going to hurt the Yankees, but their offense is so good. They're just going to be outslugging most teams. Toronto and Tampa, you know, I expected Tampa to be a little better than they are. But here we are right now. They're 4-6 at the 6th, you know, at this point, you know, 6th through the season. Not that good. Toronto, you know, I expected them to be around here. And Boston's at 3-7, which is a little surprising. But at the same time, you know, they need pitching help immediately. They're not going to get it. And their offense isn't exactly hitting the cover off the ball like we expected. Xander Bogaerts has been looking good, but Devers hasn't been the best at this point. I'm going to touch the NL East next. Normally I do AL, NL, you know, but I'm going to change it up just because you can see the oddities in some of the scores or records. So the Atlanta Braves are sitting first place in the AL East at 7-3. Miami Marlins are sitting in second at 2-1. Washington Nationals 3-4. Philadelphia Phillies 1-2. New York Mets 3-7. Sorry. So basically, I'm organizing it by winning percentage, because as you know, the Marlins and the Phillies only had their opening series, and since then they've missed every other series. Yankees and Phillies were supposed to play a 4-game series, and that got canceled. The Marlins were supposed to play the Orioles at that time, and then the Marlins were supposed to play the Nationals this past weekend, and the Phillies were supposed to play the Blue Jays. All 4 of those series got canceled, postponed, if you will. They probably will get canceled because it's better to go with winning percentage than force these Marlins and Phillies to play all these games late on this season. You know, all these doubleheaders and everything like that. So we'll see where we're at with that. So there's nothing I can really say about the Marlins. I'll give you a rant video another time. I don't want to do that right now. And the Phillies, you know, nothing new to say about them. As for the Braves, you know, the biggest thing for the Braves is they've been pretty hot lately. They just beat up. They played pretty well, you know, in recent weeks. This recent week, I should say. They've been doing pretty dang good. You know, they haven't played the best teams yet. They haven't played the Yankees. That's going to be a very good series when that finally happens. But again, we'll see. Washington, you know, they missed a series against the Marlins. They've been a little disappointing at this point, but it's only 7 games for them. They still have time to turn around. New York Mets, I'm not surprised. I just want to quickly discuss the Cespedes garbage. So, yesterday, as you all know, Yoenis Cespedes, news came out that the Mets couldn't find Cespedes, and a lot of things were being questioned. I'm at the racetrack at this point, so I'm not really, fully invested, but we're still talking about it and we're looking at it and everything like that. And then the news comes out that he just opted out. He didn't tell anybody. He just grabbed all his stuff from the hotel room and just left. So this ends his tenure with the Mets. A 4-year tenure in which he really only played, a season and a half, the first year and a half of that. And then he misses 2 years. Middle of 2018 he gets hurt. And early 2018 he gets hurt, actually. And he came back for like a game. And then he got hurt again. And he just, Cespedes is a weird story. I feel bad for Mets fans. He's a free agent this season, after this season. Who the heck knows what's going to happen with him? Mets are probably just going to say, we're done. So, again, that's the NL East. AL Central. So, the AL Central has Minnesota in first place, 7-2. Chicago's in second, 5-4. Detroit and Cleveland are tied for third at 5-5 apiece. And Kansas City's at 3-7. So, surprises, nothing really. The White Sox, I kind of mentioned in the first video that they should be doing better, and they will do better. They're a young team. Here they are. Now they're in second place in that division. Will it last? Probably. Cleveland needs to turn themselves around. So, Shane Bieber, I'm not going to just keep raving on him, but the guy threw an 8 innings of shutout baseball against Minnesota. So, that's very impressive. Again, Shane Bieber, best pitcher in baseball at this point, 0.00 ERA in 14 innings pitched with 27 strikeouts. 27 strikeouts actually ties an MLB record for most strikeouts in the first 2 games of the season. So Shane Bieber is looking very good right now. He's the bright spot for Cleveland right now. The offense is kind of sputtering at this point. Kansas City's a little surprising to be at 3-7, but at the same time, it's Kansas City. So they can easily turn it around in this division. The Central is not a strong division at all. Again, Minnesota looking very good, though. Then we get to the NL Central, and you'll notice, again, the Brewers and the Cardinals are both low numbers. We'll get to that in a second. So Chicago sits in first place at 7-2. Milwaukee's 3-3. Cincinnati's 4-5. Cardinals are 2-3, and the Pirates are 2-7. Pittsburgh at 2-7, no surprises there. They traded away Marte, and they kind of gave up on the season before it even started. So they're a very interesting case. We'll see what happens with them, but don't expect much improvement from Pittsburgh. They don't have a great offense. They don't have a good defense. They don't have good pitching right now. They have young guys, but remember Jameson Talon's still in that organization. He's just not playing this year due to Tommy John. But, Milwaukee and St. Louis. St. Louis has had a lot of positive tests of, the coronavirus lately. We don't know where they got it from. We know the Marlins got it from... It's alleged that the Marlins got it from a strip club in Atlanta. So we don't know about the Cardinals, but apparently there's a lot of tests in there, a lot of positives. So last I heard there was at least 5, but a news report came out that they're fearing a lot more. So we might see St. Louis in a similar position as Miami soon, where they're just not playing any of their games. Milwaukee might be grouped into that, but hopefully not. I don't think anyone in Milwaukee's had any problems. Speaking of problems, though, in Milwaukee, what is going on with Christian Yelich? The guy's hitting above, and I think it's 077. So that's not good at all. He has a single hit this season, and it was a homer, which is good for him. But him and Acuna both started off really cold, and another NL star started off very cold. We'll get to him in a minute. So it's just very concerning. This is what happens, in a short season. If one player starts out cold, your team might struggle. And Chicago, kudos to you guys. You guys have been very good. You were expected to be rebuilding this year. Chris Bryant was rumored to be traded. You're doing good. I'm impressed. Your pitching staff's looked pretty good so far. Let's go to the AL now. And AL West. Houston sits in first place at 5-4, tied with Oakland at 5-4. Seattle sits in third at 4-6. Texas 3-5, and the LA Angels are last at 3-7. So Houston, not really too surprising. They still have all the key pieces there, so they're supposed to be good. Oakland, again, young team, has good talent. The real question about Oakland is, can they keep their talent in place? That doesn't matter this year. They have the best corner, one of the best corner infields in modern baseball right now with Olsen and Chapman. Both are Gold Glovers. Both can hit homers. So Oakland's a good team. Pitching's their biggest problem. Seattle at 4-6, I'm not surprised. Texas at 3-5, I'm not too surprised. Now the Angels at 3-7 is a little surprising, but the Angels have a massive red flag right now with Shohei Ohtani. So basically, he got roughed up in his first start last Sunday. I didn't really mention it because I didn't think it was necessary. And then he started again yesterday, and he got roughed up again. He had 5 walks in 1 2/3 innings. So he didn't do that well again, struggling to get guys out. Now he had arm discomfort, it said. So he very well might be done for the year. They might shut him down for pitching at minimum, which isn't good if you're a fan of the Angels. Ohtani might just become a permanent DH at this point. He's still been hitting homers as a DH. It just comes down to, can the guy play? Can he pitch? It's not looking good. Angels need some help, that's for sure. Their pitching, not that good. Their offense hasn't been producing. Mike Trout just went on paternity leave. We don't know how long he'll be out for. And last but not least, we'll get to the NL West. Colorado is sitting in first place at the moment at 6-2. The Dodgers are in second place at 7-3. Padres are in third, 6-4. San Francisco Giants 5-5. Arizona Diamondbacks 3-7. So don't expect the Rockies to stay there. Shortened season helps them a lot because, as we know, their pitching staff isn't the best. And if you guys can start off strong on pitching, you're going to be in a good position. So we'll see what happens with them. As we know, German Marquez had a good start. His first game, opening day against the Rangers, he threw a no-hitter he had a no-hitter going through 6. So John Gray's been doing pretty good. I'm blanking on the other guy that they have there. Kyle Freeland. He's finally looked good. 2018 was his rookie year. He looked very good. 2019 he looked off. And now he's looking hot again. It's through 2 starts. And even Chatwood's doing good. So, their pitching's looking really good. Their offense is iffy still. They still have Story, still have Arenado, but they're not going to stay in first place if I have to predict. They're playing over their heads right now. We're going to skip the Dodgers for a second, get to them momentarily. So the Padres and the Giants, I'm going to kind of group them together in achieving how I expect. They're both about 500 ball clubs. The Padres are a better team right now, especially with Posey opted out. Diamondbacks, you guys should stop trying to... I don't know what you're doing. I said this before. I don't understand why you signed Madison Bumgarner to that massive contract. He's not worth it. You're not good enough. You trade for Marte. Your offense is literally Ketel Marte and Starling Marte. So, Arizona needs to figure out what they're doing, get their priorities straight. Now, the Dodgers... So, this team probably is the best team in baseball at this moment. The Yankees have benefited from playing a weak Boston team and not that strong Baltimore. And then, they took 2 out of 3 from the Nationals, so that's still expected. That's impressive, I should say. And the Yankees are still playing well, but the Dodgers are still the team to beat right now. So, the Dodgers, Cody Bellinger started off cold this year. He hit his first home run of the season last night, so it took him 10 games to hit his first home run. Justin Turner still has yet to hit a homer for them. Will Smith has yet to hit a homer, the catcher, not the relief pitcher, who has COVID right now on the Braves. So this team still has the best run differential in baseball, despite the fact that Bellinger, Turner, and Smith are combined to have 1 homer. So that's pretty impressive. Corey Seager has been playing very well. Unfortunately for the Dodgers, he's currently hurt. It doesn't seem like it's anything too major, but still, any injury is not good. And, yeah, the Dodgers pitching staff has looked respectable, despite the fact that they don't have Price and Maeda left. They traded him. Price opted out for the season. And Kershaw finally made his debut. I believe it was yesterday, Sunday. He did pretty well. So, it's impressive. The Dodgers are definitely a team I'm terrified of. Obviously, I don't think the Phillies are making the playoffs. They don't seem to be... We'll see. They're going to be screwed over with the schedule soon. But, that's the active standings where we're at right now as of the morning of this recording of August 3rd. Definitely, if you have any questions, feel free to comment them. This series will be happening every Monday. But I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great rest of your day.